Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Megyn Kelly.
Thank you for the warm welcome, and thank you to Janice Mann for inviting me to this special Shangri-La-like gathering, the celebration of powerful women. I'm looking around, it's like there's so many powerful women in here, it feels like kind of like the State of the Union, like somebody should be off in like the designated survivor bunker, like Sheryl Sandberg, or like Meryl Streep, somebody powerful. I am incredibly honored to be here with you, and I already feel so inspired and uplifted by the people in this room. Just coming in, it was amazing, like just talking to the reporters and looking around to see who was here. It's like, this place is the opposite of the internet, and that infusion of positive energy is so important to each of us, I think. It's quite a way to end what has been a remarkable year by any measure, and a year that really has been so much about women. From that question that I asked to Donald Trump at the first GOP debate, to Hillary Clinton's historic campaign, and beyond, the subject of women was everywhere this year. And sometimes, let's face it, it was everywhere this year in some disturbing ways. Since the election, I've had many, many women approach me. I live on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, so they've approached me in tears. And they've said, this was supposed to be the year of the woman. This was supposed to be the year of the woman, but it didn't feel that way. I understand. Believe me, as the mother of a now 5-year-old little girl who began the year asking me whether she was one of Fortune magazine's most powerful women, and ended it by asking me what the word bimbo means, I get it. And yet we've had our moments, haven't we, as women this year? Flickers of light in the darkness that made us walk a little taller and just feel a little better. Examples of strong women standing tall in the face of firestorms and fury and fear. Carly Fiorina, with her mic drop moment at that debate where, after Donald Trump had publicly mocked her face. Katie Tur of MSNBC, who was savaged by certain Trump supporters relentlessly for her fair coverage, but never backed down. Melania Trump, who was slut-shamed for her professional modeling photos. She was called a trophy wife by a very well-known publication, but she held her head high, and she spoke of loving America. Michelle Obama, who set the example for us all in how to stand up for what you believe in with grace and class. And Hillary Clinton too, who broke a barrier no other woman has ever had in America, has ever done in America, and told the little girls listening, listen up, you're next. Being on the receiving end of sexism is not enjoyable. I can attest to that firsthand, as I'll bet virtually every woman in this room can. And we can lament that this is still a reality of 2016 America all the days long. But there's no time, I submit to you, for lamentations. There's no time for wallowing. We have got to get to work. We've got to do better. We have to be better. We have to settle for more, which, as it turns out, is the name of my new best-selling memoir, which you can buy at any available bookstore, any bookstore anywhere. Beat Bill O'Reilly for the #1 spot when it's debut week. Is this working, Bill? The past year has convinced me that our charge as women, our next charge and our important charge, is to lead by example, to be our most internally powerful, not be on Fox News, internally powerful within ourselves, our most inspirational, amazing selves, so that others around us see what a woman really is, especially when tough times hit. We can go big in this endeavor, like the women of Fox News, who, with their stiletto shoes and their nerves of steel, formed an underground army of sorts, and at great risk to their livelihoods, brought down a very powerful, serial sexual harasser. Or we can go less big, like not letting ourselves be interrupted at the table. By the way, just FYI, a simple, I'm still speaking, works brilliantly. You would not believe how well that works. Let me finish, Bob, and then you're good, you're off. We have to choose our moments, of course. You can't set your bra on fire at every sexist turn, or those who you most mean to convince will stop listening to you. And your boobs will sag. In my experience, lecturing people about how awful they are does not tend to make them less awful. It tends to make them shut down. Having said that, sometimes it just feels good to say, don't tell me to calm down. It's irritating. Or to call somebody out on their bad behavior. Sometimes, however, actions speak louder than words. Like, say, a female presidential candidate pushing 70 who runs for office without first getting a facelift, right? Or even a news anchor who establishes herself as a serious person and then busts out a dress with spaghetti straps at the Republican National Convention and sets the internet on fire while people try to reconcile how a woman can be both a hard-hitting journalist and a little bit saucy. How about she doesn't feel the need to follow antiquated rules on how she is required to look and act and be? Right. As for our president-elect, Donald Trump, I have high hopes for him. Despite the tweets and all the rest of it, there is much to admire about Donald Trump. There is. Stop that. Stop that. There's room for the loyal opposition in this country, absolutely. Guess who that is? Kathy Griffin. You gotta love her. That would be the loyal opposition. Omarosa's gonna hurt you. There is much to admire about him, and I think the more we understand that and understand why he won this election, the better off we'll be as a country, and we understand each other. We should appeal to his best angels, and we should hold him to account when the little devils appear. When and if the dark forces rear their ugly heads, we must maintain our dignity as a people and as women. We must reject the urge to fight with pigs, which gets us dirty and the pigs enjoy. That's actually been one of my #1 lessons of the past year. Don't get in the gutter. But if a fight is unavoidable, then we fight with composure and with grace. Another way of showing people who we are. And we let our children see us do it, equally important. Standing tall and sometimes playing hurt. I have 3 kids. I have a 7-year-old boy, a 5-year-old girl, and a 3-year-old boy. The day after the election, my older 2 asked me, "Mom, who won?" I said, "Donald Trump." My 7-year-old Yates said, "But he was 4 points behind in the latest poll." My daughter Yardley said, "Yes, that means I can still be the first female president." And then Yates, my beautiful, evolved little first-grade boy, pumped his fists in the air and cried, "Yes, Yards, yes, you can." I say we roll around in that kind of optimism, that we drink in that belief in our own limitless power, that we accept the realization that we don't have to settle for less when it comes to respect and dignity and what we deserve and can accomplish. We resolve that we will do better and be better, and that we will find a way to settle for more. God bless you. Thank you, and good luck.